Hello everyone. I am packaging up two pieces that I just sold to Christopher Flackus for his book covers. And I wanted to kind of share my process for people who have not actually sent art and protected it. So I'm going to share some of my thoughts. Use it if you find it useful. Discard it if you don't. I believe as an artist you should take pride in everything you do. And that includes how you send something. And so in this case, I have made these boxes, and I'll share a little bit about my process and materials I chose, and what my thoughts were. So in this case, I've used select materials. I think you should take care not only to safeguard your art, but to show that you have respect for your own product and show that you are somebody that takes this seriously, and this isn't just haphazard, and you build your reputation, not a bad one. My thought process, I found that this board material, this plywood, was the best choice. It's very economical. The reason I chose it is this is Luan board. It's used for subfloors. It doesn't have a lot of splitters. It's very tightly glued in there. Of course, I sanded everything, so you don't want to give your client splinters. I mean, there's still a possibility, but I test it in my hands. I'd rather be the one getting splinters than my client. But at any rate, I made it very smooth. It's very smooth material to begin with, but when I cut it, and I cut these on the table saw, I have a table saw, and then I have a sliding compound miter saw where I cut these pieces. This is New Zealand pine. I got all this material from Home Depot, except I ended up getting from various sources, pieces of poplar, and this is 1/2-inch quarter stock poplar that I pneumatically stapled, not nailed, stapled, with 1-inch staples. And so when you have a 1/2-inch material and 3/4-inch material, you're going to have 1 1/4 inch. So my 1-inch staple was in danger of popping out of there. And of course, I fixed it pretty uniformly here. I try to make uniformity and have good aesthetics when I'm doing this. I might label on this and even put some packaging with business cards and stickers and different things. But I wanted to make this bead of the 1/2-inch stock because I want the front side of my canvas to face inward. And I want that most of the canvas not to touch this. Only the part of the canvas that has that lip that offsets the canvas from the stretcher boards, that's the only part that I want to have contact with. And it will not have contact with this wood because I'm going to use a special material that's conservation material. It's acid-free. It's designed to not be sticky, not to pull up your paint off the canvas. So I highly recommend that. I found that at Blick's, which I buy a lot of my supplies from Blick's out of store. I'm giving my brands, nobody's endorsing me or being sponsored to me. It's just that those are my sources. So anyways, I have bubble wrap, plastic. Now I'm going to put plastic around the piece itself, and I have desiccants. I'm going to put 2 desiccant packets inside of it to keep moisture down. And I actually did a video with all of the math behind why you want to have spacers inside. I purposely left gap. I don't want a friction fit with the wood, but I'm going to try to make a friction fit by wedging things along the side. And I'll talk a little bit about the mechanics. So the more material I build up around, your material to actually get displaced, there are forces, either dropping or what have you. I want to make a barrier to that. Now the other side of this, I've cut an equal sized piece, and I've marked pilot hole locations with a ruler. Again, taking care to show some respect for the application. And all of this is tacked on everywhere except here. So it'll be very clear to my client how to open this without even any instructions. I'm going to put it in with zinc coated screws. These are 1-inch screws, and they're deck mates, but it's a type of panhead that's really, really wide, and it's meant to have a lot of grabbing power, so it won't work through the wall. I'm going to put pilot holes in here to be neat, and then I'll put these in. And I'm very particular about the types of screws that I use oftentimes, so I use the Torx. And since I'm using a Torx, I'm going to put this in an envelope and staple it on the packaging, just in case my client doesn't carry Torx. And at home, they'll easily have some kind of tool, probably a drill or something. You can put this in, or even a hand screwdriver where it takes bits. And most people have that. So at any rate, I'm going to supply this with it. It's complimentary. I think that's good taste when you do this. I think it's also just speaks to your craft that you take the time to pick the best products. Here, a document that I had notarized by a bank. A lot of banks will offer free notary services, and this is a permission and license to use artwork. We've all entailed and signed for my client, and I have some complimentary stickers that I put in, just good taste, business cards, and a magnet, and a card. So now I've got my lid. I'll give you some tips that I've learned over the years from woodworking. I've been woodworking for over 30 years. And I actually use my impact, and I know I'm doing this backwards, but I like to use impact for the drill part because I don't like all the hitting and all the hammering when I don't really need that much torque. So when I'm not doing anything heavy duty like this one, I'll just use that. It doesn't do the hammering action, in case I'm not really loading the heck out of it. Got this piece, which I'm also going to remember to tape on afterwards in an envelope to keep it on, so I have the right tool to open this up. I just did one pilot hole on purpose because I'd like to hold it in place at 2 locations. And you start with one hole because it could shift ever so slightly, and then you make it other. And you're going through 3/4 inch stock with a, decimate. You need a pilot hole, or you'll split the wood, especially once you get close to the edges. That's one, all packaged up really secure. Lots of protection. some comments on here. For example, open from this side, maybe. Okay. And this is the one I will actually tape on my bit that I'm giving him, so he'll be able to open this, just in case he doesn't have this type of torque bit. Let me see what. Okay, label that.